I took a trade this morning. I'm going to show you it in just a second here. We'll take a look at it together. It's not going super well so far, but in today's video, I'm showing you one trading setup that I have this week and my ideas going forward. Let's go ahead and take a look. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. My name is Nick. I talk all about trading Forex and I try and keep it real. No demo profits, no fake flexing on Instagram, nothing like that. Just real trading and talking markets today. And with the Russia-Ukraine situation, I decided to pick up a position on dollar-yen. You can see it's not starting out perfectly or anything like that, but I wanted to cover this trade that I am currently in, why I took it, and my thoughts going forward with dollar-yen, as well as just the Russia-Ukraine situation. Now, of course, Russia and Ukraine, that conflict is causing markets to, it's basically the headline in terms of markets right now. Markets are moving on up and down based on the developments that are happening there. And recently we saw some potential for a summit. I believe it was in France. They're talking about having a summit between, NATO and Russia, right? About talking about a way past this Ukraine situation that is good for all parties, which of course is optimistic because given the fact that both sides seems very, very, very stubborn on their demands. So anyways, either ways, my thought here is this. With that situation, it's very, very hard to pick or fortune tell what's going to happen next with it. However, there are some situations where we could set ourselves up for potential success either way. Currently, you guys know from last week, I'm still long on gold. I have a position long on gold, which I shared within our private Discord channel. Here's the initial entry that I took. So I went long on gold, 1849. I trailed the stop loss, sent this to members and the full breakdown, all that sort of stuff. If you're not already in the Discord and you would like to join the Discord, make sure to use the link down below in the description. You can sign up and see any trades that I take in real time, get a notification to your phone, that sort of thing. It may be helpful to you to read along with why I'm taking the trades I'm taking, especially if you're a newer trader and you're just looking for some ideas and things going throughout the week. Well, anyways, I'm still long on gold, so I kind of have a bit of a hedge here. So I'm long on gold, meaning that if things continue to be afraid or fearful in markets due to the situation in Ukraine, there's potential that we continue to trail higher and my stop loss will continue to get trailed higher. So I went long here, 1850 or roughly 1849 is where I got in. My stop loss is now trailed behind structure here. So if price comes down, and what would that usually entail? Well, it would probably entail Russia backing down from aggression. That could potentially shoot gold back the other way. But for now, with aggression seemingly to be a very, very big concern, that concern is driving the price of gold higher. So I am long and holding on to my position in trailing stops. So if things worsen, I could be good there. However, check this out. My other trade right now is dollar yen, which we discussed in the start of this video. I went long here, and again, it's not starting out great, and I may have to actually re-enter this trade if I get stopped out. It won't be the end of the world or anything like that, but I went long at this level of structure, and my thought process here was this. If things do develop, if we have an optimistic week, if things turn around and things start to look a little bit better, dollar yen in theory could actually outperform. Now, I'm still overall a little bit more oriented towards risk off at this time. I'm looking to be a dollar bull. I'm looking to essentially go with the flow in terms of, okay, inflation fears are high, rate hikes in the US are strong. I'd like to still bet on the dollar, but I do think that if things subside in terms of the Russia situation, we could very well see the yen come down. So when we break this thing into its components, we look at USD JPY for just a moment, and we talk about this, right? If the Russia-Ukraine situation subsides a little bit, the yen could come down. Okay, the yen coming down could actually still lead to some dollar bullishness. I had a discussion with Ivan earlier, and he talked about, well, why would you buy the dollar? You could buy more aggressive things like NZD, Aussie, and I know Ivan is still a dollar bull, but he was making the point, and this is the whole point of our collaborative streams. He was asking me, well, why not think about something like NZD or AUD because of the higher exposure to risk, the more, a bounce back in that area could be very strong for those currencies. Which I understand, but I'm still looking to, again, buy the dollar. I think that the dollar yen, personally, I think it's at a discount right now. And in terms of places that we could go, maybe not immediately, but sometime in the near future, we could put on some targets on this, right? We could talk about a move back up to structure here at 115.7, and you have the previous high at 116.18. We've discussed these levels a couple different times on the content. So my goal here with dollar yen, I'm in the red right now, but if price does continue to make a move higher, if we see this level hold, this structure, and in favor of the overall trend, right? We've got a nice upward trend overall, then I think that there's some decent risk reward. So I'm risking small. So even if I'm completely wrong, I've only got 60,000 units open. So if price comes crashing down, back down, I'll stop out for a small loss. It won't be the end of the world. However, I will say this, not only that, if that were to happen, then I actually could see myself getting involved at a better price point entry. I like the idea of potentially buying this 113.6. You can actually see on my broker, I took trades here historically, 57,000 units there, and I took 45,000 units there. So overall, you know, if price does dip, it's not gonna be the end of the world, and it might be a chance for me to re-enter at a lower price point, get a better price even on dollar yen. So I like this thing long. I've been watching this on the sidelines for a few days now. And with this recent dip, I do think that there is potential here. Now, in terms of a risk to reward, we're talking about risking, what is this? My initial trade, risking about 40 pips for a potential 71 should we see a move back up there, and a higher time frame target of about 120 pips. Now, I don't have take profit levels at these points. What I'd be personally doing is I'd be looking at this and saying, okay, well, if price makes a move in my favor, I'll look to trail this stop. Again, we're getting ahead of ourselves because I very well could stop out of this trade. But again, my theory here is that if Russia-Ukraine situation, if that subsides by any degree, I would expect dollar yen to likely see a bit of recovery here and to start trending a little bit higher. In that case, I'd be happy to buy the dollar, short the yen, and go from there. So again, both scenarios, I sort of have a theoretical hedge. If things worsen, gold will probably rise. I'll probably stop out of this, and overall, you know, maybe I can make my money on gold. If things subside, I'll probably stop out of gold for a profit, because for those of you guys who have been watching me, you know my stop loss, I entered here, my stop loss is trailed here. So I'm in a long. If price comes back down, I'll just stop out for a profit. So I'm in a good situation either ways, if things worsen or if they strengthen. Again, I'm not a fortune teller, and I think that that's very important. A lot of times people will watch on YouTube for people to try and give them the future, right? And I don't have the future. My goal as a trader is to react accordingly, to manage risk properly, and to go forward with that. Now, to Ivan's point, he made the point that, okay, we actually have news from New Zealand tomorrow. We have rate decisions, and the expected outcome, in fact, we'll pull that up. Let me see if I can go find this real quick. We'll go here. So right here. So we have the cash rate for NZD tomorrow, which is expected or forecasted to be 1%. Their cash rate, right? That is an optimistic, that's a strong thing overall for NZD. As they raise rates, that is considered optimistic. We're seeing NZD overall trend higher here on the 4-hour chart. So if you're looking for you know, a more aggressive play, if you think that things are going to subside considerably and you are risk on, you think stocks are going to rise, things like that, you may, if you're looking at currencies, maybe looking at the idea of breaks and retests on more aggressive pairs. I would consider this pair more aggressive in terms of risk sentiment than USD JPY. My thought with dollar yen is I'm not totally convinced that we are so in the clear and that we're totally risk on should we see a pullback on the Russia situation. My thought is a little bit more conservative. I think that if the Russia situation, of course, subsides, then that is definitely more optimistic for markets, but I don't think we're out of the clear. We still have high inflation. We still have plenty of other issues to overcome in terms of market sentiment before I go absolutely gun-ho on super high risk assets like buying US 30, buying NZD JPY. Again, maybe, you know, if you're more aggressive, maybe you're looking at pairs like NZD JPY, you're maybe looking to buy the pound more aggressively, things like that. There is that idea, and if things shift, then I may adjust accordingly as well. But for starters, I like the idea of getting my feet wet, trying out this dollar yen buy. If things go right, then great. If things go wrong, I'll stop out for a small loss. Just remember to risk small, whatever you do, whatever your idea is. Don't go crazy with it, right? Because if you have an opinion about this situation with Ukraine, if you think it's going to blow over, if you think nothing really serious is going to happen, that's an opinion, and it can be right and it can be wrong. If you're right, you should be rewarded for it. But if you're wrong, don't let it destroy your account. So many people, what they'll do is they'll take an all-in decision on this. They'll make their opinion, you know, an all-in situation where, you know, maybe, for example, I'm super bullish on the stock market here, and I say I think that the market is going up from here, and I go absolutely all in. Surprisingly, you guys, this happens so much with newer traders. Newer traders do this all the time. they go all in on trades like this. They say, well, the Ukraine situation is going to blow over, no questions asked, right? But when it doesn't, they blow their accounts, right? So my thought here is that until further notice, the stock market looks fairly weak for a reason. There's a lot of bearish sentiment in the market. There's a lot of negative expectation for this situation with Russia and Ukraine. There's also fears around inflation, which is keeping the stock market down. So you put all this together, there is reason to be concerned in terms of markets right now. And until that blows over, I am not willing to go absolutely all in on risk on assets like buying Aussie, buying NZD, buying GBP, things like that. I'm just being a little bit hesitant and starting with my dollar yen, shorting the yen, looking to go long on the dollar. If we can find that to round out, then excellent. I'll look to make some money on that move. That's a trade that I'm taking right now. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. And if you'd like to see the trades that I'm taking in real time, I mentioned that we have a Discord channel. You can join that. It'll be linked down below in the description. And if you use the promo code, you'll get a discount off of joining the membership. Just plug that in when you sign up, and hope to see some of you guys in there. Thanks very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day. What's up, guys? Thanks for watching today's video. There are more videos available on our channel here and here, so go ahead and click into that for some more free trading content. With that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you back next time.